web approximately in this region. Good afternoon, good evening. Don't know what happened, but sound is barely hearable, and no, I have switched on sound to the maximum possible level actually to hear you. No, maybe it's something with your sound, like shadow sounds of sounds. It's hearable. What web and next web it's continued to that side and finish it. It's already somewhere here. Web has rather big openings, holes, and you might see that these holes, they are shown it with some types of lines. Look, here is, we have big hole line like this, solid line, and inside of this solid line, we have solid and dotted line. No, it would be too much complicated for me to draw both of lines, so I'm not even trying, but pay attention. Why there couple of lines, and seems like one of them is invisible. Let's come back to that photo that we just have seen, and we will see what is the story, what is the truth, let's say, in this story. It's a hole that looks like no, I'll place it somewhere here, no, in order we might remember about it. Subordinate. And along the web you have some such holes. Next, it has T-shaped profile. T-shaped profile at the top and at the bottom. Why I say T-shaped? No, seems like it's L-shaped here. Yes, no, visible. What was visible in a drawing, it was visible that we have. Let's use some bright line now. Again, it was visible line. Oh, sorry, it was visible line. It was visible second line, not on big distance. Something like this. One more line is somewhere here. And all this is finished at this place with fillet. Not good. I'm afraid it would be not better, but at least I'm trying. Так, something like this. And what do we see? What I'm trying to show, we see it here. Yes, double line and one more line. Why I said it's T-shaped? Because look, there are some elements also which like grows from this place. Sorry, got tired already by the first period. Got tired to draw also, literally. When we draw on the board, in a paper, in whiteboard, blackboard, it's rather easy. When we draw it in computer, no, it's like significant stress for fingers. And what this set of lines might mean that you have original T-shaped profile which is rotated like in wrong orientation, let it be. No? It's rotated like T on side. And this T-shaped profile, which was originally completely straight, it was straight. Whatever I draw right now, these ugly lines, it was straight. Next, it was stretched, was bending the stretching. What in awful. Sorry. Trying again. It was stretched. Trying again at all. Вот так. T-shape. Almost T-shape. Stretched line. Oh, let it be like this. Stretched. Стоять. Stretched line. One more stretched line. Time to time, it makes me cry. Not literally, of course, but it's irritating. When you're trying to do something and it goes wrong, it's irritating. Так. And one more line. What I'm supposed to be, at least, to make it somehow similar to stretched profile. And let's draw some more lines here in order to show that it's T-shape. Yeah? No, I hope now it's rather visible to what do we need. Rather similar and close in shape to what we need. Let's copy. Copy, just in case. After struggling so bad to do it, I'm already afraid to spoil it again. Look, let's come back to this place. Now, what this? It's like you after stretching erase some places here. Literally, you cut this place somewhere else, and as a result, you have something looks like. What these places are for, they are to pass strangers, because this rib, you see, where the skin in this rib? Skin is shown with double dot line. No, skin do not belong to the ring, quite clear. I hope you understand. The panel of the wing represented with skin, and this skin is somewhere here. Great. Thank you. Much useful. Не слушается. Можно такое, представляете себе? It's not subordinate. Вот. So we here one line of skin and another one. I will shift the picture in order you might see continuation, and I hope you will understand clearly. It's visible where skin is. Skin is thinner, thicker. Moreover, there are places where skin is interrupted because top skin consists of 3 subskins. It doesn't matter right now. For us, what I'm talking about, look, where the skin, black contour, and where the red contour of top cap. This top cap is not touching the skin. It's not joined to the skin. What is joined to? It's joined to another parts which are now half hidden under the rib. This another parts. No, let's use blue color. They are so-called compensators. They are because they also made of T-shape, but now it would be really oriented like T-shape. What do you see here? It's like T-shape now in normal position. Join it somewhere here with rivets. We call them compensators. They are necessary to compensate. They are included on purpose, let's say, by designer. They serve to the very important function. They compensate errors of assembly. We might use more cheap, less accurate methods of assembling for rib, but during assembling, they are, on one hand, necessary to join rib to the skin. On other hand, look, anyway, rib cap need to have some openings, slots, to give stringers to pass, because here under the skin you have here stringers. So anyway, these caps should have some openings. But to be frank, it's not a good idea to cut longitudinal elements, no stringers not to be cut at all. It's quite clear. They are working for bending moment together with the skin. And longitudinal element of the rib itself, cap, which also work with bending moment, but in another cross-section, in another direction. Also, better not to cut. What we did with this trick, actually, this international trick. Look, which cross-section working with bending moment in case of rib? This one, L shape. This L shape, it's to work with bending moment. And this L shape is not cut. What you are cutting is like extra material at the top, and it's not necessary really. It's not considered in calculation for bending moment lock. Once again, you have at the top T-shaped profile. Let's come back to the photo here, and we will see it clearly that it's really made of T-shape. I hope you see it already very well. It's T-shape, and this T-shape is, let's see, intricate, cut in intricate way. Very weird shape is, depends on structure, of course. How to make it similar in position? Yeah. Нет такой штуки. Okay, I hope you understand. I made an attempt to rotate it in the proper position, was not successful. Sorry, let's stop this, guys. Now, here is T-shape, and this T-shape is attached to the web by its back side. Yeah? Where the web here in my picture that I made, no, this something like three-dimensional story. Web is here. Okay, guys. And it's attached to the back side of this T-shape, and we normally do not see the web edges. They are overlapped. As you might see, I have already overlapped it with curve. They are overlapped with web. But in cross-section, we might notice maybe that web, what look at this cross-section, what, for instance, here. Yeah? What I said that we have T-shape, here is the red one, will be for you. Безобразие. Here is T-shape. I forgot. No, it's correct. Yes, that is red one. What is compensator? It's another color. No? Compensator was with blue color. Very good. Where compensator is? Compensator is here. No, it's already with blue color. Yes, that one. And it's joined even with additional compensative strip there. Как все печально. Doesn't work. I thought to fill this place in order we might see what is this compensator cross section, but too much different colors. If we not even distinguish it for computers, there are different colors and it's refused to fill it, as you might see. Yeah. So red cross section. Да? T-shape, just they oriented the view to another side. That is why they have this one. In order it's more similar to what we have drawn. No, flip it, insert it, and flip it vertically. Oh, now it's more similar to what we need. No, now all the fingers look similar. Well, what is important once again in this read? Where is important contour? No, quite clear that important places are those places. Look, they they are in touch with this oil, with the surface of skin. Maybe somewhere the hole, no, interruption. Those places, they are the most important now, yeah, as I said, because they are touching the skin. But they are very little, there are few of them, and skin is, because it's a wing, it's rather thick and it's responsible for itself, let's say, as to the shape. And your task is to preserve shape of caps now. So where really the most important contour for you? This contour. But this surface is the most important for you. You need to repeat this surface of top cap, and quite the same, but at the bottom you need to repeat. Now, if we draw it as a line, now not line, but some curve, no? This place. There are two most important sizes that you're responsible for during assembly. Of course, you're responsible for each particular single rivet also and its quality. But in general, when we talk about accuracy, the first thing is to provide distance between this top line and bottom line, not the whole contour even, but this theoretical outline of rib at the top and theoretical outline of rib at the bottom. Let's take this idea in our mind first. Next, I started to talk it, to explain, but haven't finished it. The web, look, web, no intersection, which I have spoiled, do forgive me. I'm not even seeing. No, drawing made by student, it's quite normal. It's not even visible. In another cross section, it's visible. Here at the bottom, look, at the bottom we have, I hope you see it now. I will try to use this thinnest instrument to demonstrate it to you. Look, at the bottom you have, no, let it be some color we need that is not represented yet here. Brown, it would be, I don't know, brown, cherry, it would be our bottom cap now. Okay, that's not okay. No, I'm satisfied with that. Opa, that one is too thick. Look, here is brown, да, color. Brown color also. Brown, да. And where it's finished, you see here. And it has also, no, it would be common line in the drawing, but in order to understand, we need to place here some line. Here is, да, the end of this part. I hope you see it when I jump with it. Where the web, no, maybe possible or not possible to increase it more. Where the web, purple. Here is the web. Thickness of web, what? At this place. Web is finished where? Here. What I'm trying to talk about. Let's use another tool in order we might see better. Oh, спасибо. What happened? It's too, must be too thin. It's refused to start working. Here is the end of the web. And it's not the same surface. Really, even in this poor drawing, it's visible. They have clearance. Surface of bottom cap, line of bottom cap, and line of bottom cap and line of web, they have clearance. Usually it's around 1 millimeter. They are not in one line. So it's not possible, if we'd like to assemble this rib, да, from different parts. It's not possible just align. They are very similar, no, seems like, да? They are very similar. But this contour of rib, that we can, let's try to take it. Red line, it's contour of cap, and that one contour of web. They are very similar. If even you have no this festons, да, here. No, let's imagine the place where you have no festons. seems like we may align two lines and we understand where cap with respect to the web and where is another cap with respect to the web. But they are not the same, as you have seen in a drawing, and in the most of drawings, they have clearance. What is the possible way? Either we goes into measuring, which is complicated because parts are non-stiff, because this clearance is very little, and so on. It's complicated and slow down the work in a shop. In order to reduce these difficulties, in order to reduce occasional mistakes and so on, what we might do? We might use techniques of, like, let's say, half automatic locating. And among them, the most simple and most convenient is assembling in a jig. Of course, jig costs money. It's maybe seems like costly technique, but this costly technique, in case you're going to assemble some hundreds of items during the realizing the program of aircraft manufacturing, if you're going to assemble hundreds of airplanes, for instance, the cost of jig is dispersed for 100 of these ribs. You need to produce 100 of airplanes. Each airplane has such a rib, so you may say that one rib take only 1/100th of 1%, of the jig cost. In case you're going to produce a couple of airplanes or one airplane, of course it would be too much costly if for each singular rib you are going to do special jig. No, and in addition, remind you that we have not only special jigs, but we have also so-called readjustable jig, which might be used for the batch of ribs, for instance. Next, they are readjusted for the batch of another ribs, and so on. Let's continue. As I said, we are going to talk about jigs, but we're yet on the way to the idea of jig at all. So we are going to place web here somehow, with preserving of this little clearance that I'm already demonstrated you in the drawing. And what here is, even in three-dimensional picture, I hope it was visible. That we have some clearance. They are not ideally coincide. The edge of web and top surface of cap or bottom surface of cap. What is the possible way for this web for locating? No, do not see in this drawing. Let's check. I see it already. Wait, now look, in a rib photo we have it, and in a drawing we also see it already. Так, хулиганская морда. Like this, and another one we have seen somewhere here. How I have spotted it, you might be surprised at how I have spotted where they are, if they are so little and, forgive me, barely visible. For me, it's not much better visible than for you now. If even I marked it with red color. Look, there are special holes which are manufactured with very high accuracy, so-called coordinate fixing holes. And their coordinates are given with respect to main airplane bases. In this case, with respect to the first span axis. I have spotted not those holes even. I have spotted their sizes, dimensions of their coordinates. Normally, these sizes, they are multiplied to 50 millimeters. No, like they are equal to 50 millimeters step. Maybe some changes of code, but usually they are given in a grid of 50 millimeters. And normally they are either immediately on the axis, you see, horizontal building constructive plane of the wing, and either they are immediately on this axis, or they are also on sizes which are given in grid 50 millimeters. So I have spotted those sizes, as you might see, this dimension, something from another hole, or some 600 millimeters from previous hole, from this coordinate fixing hole or base hole. In this case, it's better to call it even base hole because it's in the base axis, in the main axis of the aircraft. And due to this, I might understand that they are present in a photo. Look, clearly visible or brightly visible where they are. Here is one of them. Hello, parasite. Don't like to collaborate. Can you imagine? We need to that one. Okay, let me do that one also. We would better take this one. One hole is here and another hole is here. How are we going to use it? Very simple decision. We have pins. These pins in Egypt, they are placed in some predetermined places. How these places has appeared, it's already another story. But in the axis, sorry, axis does not coincide with the axis of that in the photo. Да? Do imagine that we place it here, a couple of pins. Next, do imagine for those caps, you may place here some system of, no, let's say stoppers. Huh? Not compulsory. Let's this. Something that have very little thickness, and this something, for instance, like this. No? It's trying to repeat the contour, each singular line of contour, singular point of contour. It may be repeated either with board which completely, no, with one locator which, oh, not visible, one locator which completely coincide with contour of rib, or group of locators, pickups, no, which show you where to stop. But really, they like little bricks, 1 centimeter thickness. But do imagine that you have line consists of thin bricks here, and you need to attach something to this group of bricks. Or another variant, if you develop locator which, no, let's use green, no, green color may coincide with that colors. If you do locator which practically completely coincide with contour like this, the whole contour might be repeated by something like no, I tried. I've been trying hard, but as you might see, not successful. Extremely ugly pictures. Something like this. The whole contour is repeated with one flat board. Either discrete locators on some distance, or locator which correspond to the whole surface. No, that one, of course, more reliable, but that one is more difficult to produce. It's like a little bit more expensive and a little bit more difficult in manufacturing, but very good in using next. Where we might see similar things, even in your group already in photos, now that I have spotted today, and oh, here is. Look, here is locator, 3 locators, no? Top board, bottom board, and side board, which consist of one board. Так, and let's try to imagine something like you see right now. That one, that is the jig for nose rib. But for this rib that we are trying to talk about, no? What we suppose it to start with at all. Now let's come back to idea of rib important elements. What we have decided, which elements are important in that rib. Contour, let's even use secret contours. One contour. No, let it be, we draw it like this. One contour. Next, this contour. First, of course, we suppose it to start it with axis, quite clear, no? Contour. Now let's show that. Let's show. Let's show it's an axis. Так, я думаю, вот так будет проще. No difference at all. Neither rubber, no brush does not help us. Me. Not us, me. Ох, охонюшки. Так, а ну-ка вот так. Сейчас. Now, people, let's study the very important trick. This trick is called copy-paste. Oh, you see? And work became extremely effective. Very important trick, especially for students. In drawings, in explanatory notes, you know. When I was a student, it was not possible to work like this. Yes, so we been forced when we work with text, when we work with graphical works, it was not possible to do something like this. We work by hands. And what was, let's say, advantage of working by hands? Of course, it was more difficult for us, but until you are stealing something, until you copying someone work, by rewriting to your very own, for instance, at least you have read that work. When you are copying it litera by litera, you are reading it, and you already avoided about information that given there. Now, with modern technologies, everything became worse and worse. No? In order to make some piece of another work your very own, you just need to select it, copy, and paste. No need to read it all. That is the worst thing in this trick, copy paste. Looks like I'm laughing, but it's not so funny this night. Might be, да? Да что ж ты, зараза, не работаешь? It's working, but I forgot it's another color. And I'm complaining about system. System is guilty. I'm drawing with white color on the white background and surprised why it doesn't work. Because. Так. Stop jumping. We scaled you and we are working with you. When a computer do something wrong, it means that it's not computer guilty. It will do something wrong. Так, first we have contours on the proper distance from the axis. We have CFH holes. They are also on the proper distances. Where from? One more axis here. Let's draw axis with some another color because it's really terrible. the axis of a spar and some proper distance from the axis of spar. Next, either with respect to the axis of spar or with respect to the axis of previous hole, it would be given size, and we have one more hole here. And I hope you do remember what we have decided to do next. Here we have either couple of pins or couple of bushings, and at this place we suppose it to have locators. Locators of control, where I have drawn it in Telegram. Let's take it on Telegram right now here to remind you what we are dealing with. But what I have drawn here in like draft sketch in three-dimensional picture, now it's necessary to reproduce as a scheme, and next suppose it to be even technical drawing in two-dimensional way. To be frank, you may also go to the 3D models if you like, not compulsory like this. First, let's imagine that we have what we are starting from base axis. Next, we are drawing actually the structure of rib or structure of unit, but it's supposed to be given in so-called thin lines or double dot lines, everything, not in solid lines. What I have drawn with red color lines, solid red color lines right now, I mean that we have important elements. They are so-called elements of interchangeability and coordination of this rib. Theoretical outline of top, theoretical outline of bottom, and we have two CFH holes. They are important elements which we are going to provide in a jig. That is why we need locators here of jig. Let it be locator of CFH. Wait. Locator of CFH looks like, no, as I said, looks like either bushing or pin. It may be something like bushing, and next you place here the wet, aligning the holes, and insert a pin inside. Now to clamp it. Or it may be such a bushing with already inserted pin. Where you might seen it before, also in your very first laboratory work, for those of you who made it. Who made it? Where to find it? No? Okay. Oh, it's long. Okay, I'll do it like this. Ой. You see? In contrary to no. Oh, look. Exactly what do we need? It's locating by, no, it's not a rib, it's a spar. No, the difference only in terms that it has straight contours. Now, yeah, and it's so-called readjustable jig, and it consists of locators of CFH. I hope you see pins inside of CFH holes, and pickup locators that I try to draw something like pickup locators inside. What it looks like really, those locators. Let's keep some photos and we will see them. Those photos are about joining. Now we go into coordination of jig, the design of jig, and what do we see? A set of kit of locators of different types, and here is locator of CFH. You see, it's already something like bushing with inserted pin. So it's maybe just bushing, and pin you insert after you align hole in a web with this pin. Something like what? Like here. Actually, here it's shown process of mounting object by template. No idea, I hope you got. It's rather similar to assembling all these locators. You have a couple of locators and you put on the web to these locators. And around actually all those locators, you already have one pin locator here, another is here, and around of them you have a set of another locator. Where those locators, no, let's drop it again to you. And let's go to you. No? Where you have in this jig, look, also you have contours. No, if we draw it like this, no? Contours, inner elements, inner contours, they are contour of user rib, one contour, another contour, and last contour. And what about those CFH locators? I will mark out it like outline it, and we will see its design more clearly when I give it greater here. No? Oh, I hope it's rather good visible. For better quality, you're supposed to open file. File is here. You must already have it. If not, remind me also to send it to the chat later. I'm not sure that you have it. No, suppose it you have. And no, I hope you got. It's another rib. It's not the rib exactly like we're talking about, but no, as for me, all things in this meaning are similar. Spar, rib, frame, they have flat webs, they have caps or rims, and they have stiffeners. Next, what we need to do? We need to draw here those locators for pin type. No? No, approximately something like this. We have drawn locators. Seems like they are already exist in a jig, but problem is that they are flown, let's say. No? They are not joined to neither to each other yet, nor to some locator of contour. It just again hint of things now. Next, do you imagine that we are going to, if we are talking about locators of contour, no, we are going to show locators in symbolic way, no? And let's imagine those locators look like thin plates, and those thin plates, they are somewhere here, for instance. No? They have cutouts, those thin plates, for coinciding with this contour somewhere. They have cutouts. What's no? If I draw it from side, such a thing, now that I'm trying to show it symbolically, what it looks like. Plate, and this plate is supposed to repeat. Let's say, let me to try first somewhere in this area. No, it's supposed to repeat size. Yeah. But we do remember that we have somewhere we have difficulties of what sort. we have L-shaped profile, and it means that here it should be complicated cut like this. And like this. No, take it again. Sorry. Technical drawing is something. And of course, this place does not exist. This place does not exist. Let's delete it. And now let's imitate thickness. No, like in three-dimensional way. No? By the way, let's save this aside also of user games. If I'd like to make something like attempt at least of three-dimensional picture, no? What it looks like. Like plate. And this plate has some thickness and some cuts. How are we going to use this plate? We are going to place here that outer cap. We just attach it like this. To the surfaces of this locator. One is like this, another was brown, at the bottom, like this. And what about web? And I hope you do remember I said that web locator, it's still not even joined to the neither any another locator, nor to skeleton of the jig. Wait a second. We will try to solve this problem, да? How? Oh, смотрите, look at this. Let's add here something like bracket. And do imagine that here we have additional element, something like this. And this element has a hole. Something unbelievable in my picture. Sorry. Oh, that somehow like this. And we might place here the piece of web. If this piece of web has hole, yeah, we might align it with this place. Let's see in the photo the same things. Now, I prepared some photos. I'm studying with another group also, those things. I prepared some photos, but next they were overlapped with hundreds of another photos. Look, it's not for the read, it's for the spa, but if you pay attention, no practically difference besides of the fact that caps are straight. It's the structure of one or another spa, whatever. No? It has web with holes for enlightening structure, and those holes, they also flanged. It has cap from one side, from another side, and it has some stiffeners. Something like this. And what jigs looks like? Let's take a look onto locator first. No, what in order you might imagine in more general way what this spa looks like. Finally, spa very similar to what do you see, but it's already in the next jig. Next jig is jig of rudder assembling. It's not already spa assembling, it's rudder assembling. And this spa actually it's more complex with respect to the rib we are talking about, because this spa is with brackets. Now, where we might see those locators that I have tried to draw, look, here is locator of contour with slots. Tab. Let's go to find. Let's try to place it somewhere here. But I draw it in other directions. Let's leave it to make it more similar to what I have drawn. No. You see, it's something like pleat, no? Approximately the thickness 1 centimeter. Okay, it's disappeared. Thank you. Much useful. Thank you, Pam. Да куда девается-то, не помню. To the left, to the right. Where is this? Ага, oh, here is. Да. And actually, I copied it exactly for spoiling, do forgive me. Thickness you already see, I trust. That one. It's rather thin. By the word, on the back side, on background, you see table which consists of vertical plates. I don't know whether it's used in China or not. No, I trust it's used in China enterprises. Have seen such table or not? Look, table consists of vertical plates. Visible? That one. It has no horizontal plate like one roof of table. It consists of vertical boards. Have seen such thing ever? Hello, students, are you with me or not? No, seems like an or not. Gentlemen, ladies, do you hear me, please? Or I'm talking to myself. I heard a noise and I understand that you are trying to reply, but I have not heard any reply. Yes, Ventao wrote that he hear me. And have you ever seen such a table in China? In China, at China Enterprises, maybe. Look, on the background, I said, it's visible, very fun table. It's literally a table. What this place that I'm trying to move right now for you in order to catch your attention. It's table which is not flat, but it consists of vertical plates. Have seen such thing ever? I haven't. No, I see. It's so-called assembly workbench. During assembling, you need a table, for instance, but during assembling, you permanently drill something and you may perforate table anyway with drilling. Yeah? You need to drill something, you need to rivet something. If you assemble something on the table, you need access from both of sides. If table has solid lid, solid flat lid on at the top, you have no access from bottom side. And a table which consists of vertical little plates, also they are rather thin, 5 millimeters usually, not more. Such wooden table with vertical ribs, it's special table for assembling. By the way, I expressed that I have noticed it in this photo. I may show it to another students also. Thanks to you, I have spotted it. It's quite common thing. It's quite common thing in at any enterprise. But when I try to explain it to students, they usually do not understand. Once again, look at these locators. What do they have? Where the place of locating? Actually, where the place of locating, it's easy to understand by those white fibers. Where the plane for locating, but in our case, it's here. Now, it's additionally protected with white cotton fiber piece of cloth. You see one contour, here is another contour, those slots, да, так, something like, and if we fill it with some color, if we try, what we will have? Зараза. Look, it's a piece of spar here with some thickness, of course, is sorry, people. Answering to husband. Yes, asking where is me and so on. No. Так. So those places, they are for locating of elements of this part. Top cap, next. Bottom cap. Of course, it's a rather ugly picture in my case, what I'm doing. But I hope you're able to imagine now. Something like this, intersection. And if we continue those lines, you will see, look, here is another cutout, next it would be another cutout, and the same is at the bottom. So altogether, they are able to locate some parts in the proper position. It was one photo, да, for us. Another photo, where we, sorry, I lost it. Seems like, да. Охохонюшки, wait a second. Here is, да. No, that photo we have already seen, да. The whole jig consists of skeleton with some such locators. And what I tried to show you as a bracket, you might see here immediately to the structure of one of the locators is joined something like L shape, and this L shape has a hole here. Maybe it would be better visible somewhere, maybe not. Oh, those pickups with slots you already see. In your laboratory work, those pickups, no, that one, it's so-called special jig. It's developed, designed. What, by the word, here is one more locator, locator of CFH, but to pay attention, this bracket, this thing in the middle with hole, да? Now it's not joined to one or another locator of contour, it joined immediately, it joined immediately to the skeleton, to the structure of carcass object. Depending on how far locators from each other, you may join it either to another locator or immediately to the skeleton of the jig. I lost it again, where we have been. No, besides of locator, we might say also, what here is clearly visible locator of CFH, yeah? This bracket with the hole. Pay attention additionally how locators are joined to structure of carcass, to this stiff frame, which is outside. Yeah? In our tradition, in our at our enterprises, we usually do it like this. It doesn't mean that you supposed to use only those design. What is our idea of design? we use, they are called barrels, да? In our country, we call it even with name стаканы, something like glass caps, да? No, indirect translation, but they are not literally glass cap. What is стакан? To show you. Где-то. Here is стакан. Вот, you see such a shape, да, of glass cap without any handle. It's very similar to what we have here, and this is why we use this word. In translation, when we need to translate it into English for students, we usually call it barrels. Barrels, it's maybe metal, maybe wooden, thing with similar shape. No, something like this, да? Because shape is rather similar to what we need, we usually call it barrel when we're talking about this place in Egypt. In English, I mean, for you. Да. This man in velvet is permanently laughing already for some years. And you see that inside of this barrel, it's inserted element which, no, in English countries, those things, they are usually called eyeballs. In our country, we call it fork because it has two sides, two teeth, letter T, and we call them forks, fork-like connector. In Western countries, such elements they call eyeball connectors. Something like, now we need to switch off another language switch on. Так, eyeball. No, what like this? No, it's not literally what do we need. I will try right now. Вилка и способ применения. It do not show me the three-dimensional photo. Sorry, will not waste time to search it right now. If somewhere I will come along, run into to such an element, I will show you. I mean, photo, empty one, which is not joined with this barrel. No, here it's good visible, да? And I hope you may imagine. It has a so-called tail piece, like shaft here inside, like big pin. And this pin is much less in diameter than barrel, and it's inside. And what you see, like white matter here, it's a cement, special cement mixed with gypsum. In your laboratory class, so you have explanation about it in your laboratory menu. What is idea and main advantage of such design? What is another way to join elements of jig to the skeleton, to the carcass of jig, or to each other? Not here is you see empty barrel without anything at all, without another element. Just stuff it with this cement. Yeah? And here is empty barrel at all, which is not in use. You see it's just piece of pipe, which roughly welded to the skeleton of jig. And skeleton of jig also, pay attention, it consists of standardized C channels, so-called C channel profiles, which are roughly welded into the whole structure. Where it's necessary, it's joined with bolts, and somewhere else, it's just roughly welded. In the places which do not demand accuracy, it's roughly welded. Take a look onto your own group picture that we left here. Not much visible. In this case, it's completely another system of joining of those locators of contour here. As far as I see, it's even readjustable position of locators, something like a rail at the, like some sliders at the bottom skeleton and at the top beam of skeleton. And it means that they may even slide to that or another size. I think that it's readjustable panel. No, it's readjustable for different panels. That is why such decision of design. In case we are working with special jig, normally we use what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? Let's open. Let's open, I said. Или я обижусь на тебя, компьютер. The sooner the better. Давай. Very slow. Sorry. Look, those elements you might see, no, it's not fork, literally, it's so-called half fork, here. In thickness, it's visible that it's half fork, exactly. Those elements, they have eyeballed portion and shank. This shank would be, look, inserted into empty barrel, next stuffed with salmon. What is advantage? Very accurate and extremely quick. You don't need to drill holes in this case. You don't need to polish surfaces, and so on. You just attach in the proper place. What is the proper place for this fork? It's another story. Actually, we are not interested in the proper place for fork usually. We are interested for proper place of these contours, of locators and their contours. And this element, if it's inserted into cement, it's easy to freeze in this position. It's just frozen in this position. It's holded in this position already in 15 minutes. And actually, in 15 minutes, you already may even have locators. No, better, of course, to wait 2-3 days until it's frozen completely. It means that for how it's physically produced, what people do. People have big syringe. What is syringe? Let me to show also, because I'm not sure that you might understand me correctly. I don't think that it's you do not understand something. I'm afraid it's my pronunciation. Так, шприц. What is syringe? I hope everyone understands. And we have special big manufacturing syringe. I know that, I trust you understand that syringe may be used even in cooking, for decorating of surface of cake, for instance, and we might use syringe to fill cement inside of this. Where is it? Inside of these barrels, inside of gaps, but literally like one push of syringe, you fill it everything with cement. Cement is frozen in some minutes, but it doesn't mean that you need to stay and wait until it's freezing some minutes. You are working with the next place, and so on. It's very quick, very simple. Do not demand any qualification of employee. Even child may work with syringe. If we have girls, and I trust girls have decorated at least cakes using syringes or some imitation of syringes with cream. And they know that it's not so difficult. Look, what is another decision for such design? Another decision, let's try to see again in photos. I had some assembly here, not here. It was at home computer. Так, сборочные присосы. И панель. No, it's proposed me 3D models. I supposed to ask for maybe. I should better ask for photos, not 3D models. And as these photos are at Russian sites, they are barely visible. I'm already said to maybe that by now it's restricted. Our government don't like to use those sites, and it's just restricted in access. So little pictures preview it show, but good quality of pictures not available. Let's try to use English language, maybe probably more. Is it English? It's not English, it's still our language. Так, assembly. Да что ж такое? English. Also, I'm interested in photo, and mostly it sent me their pictures of 3D models. Так, а ну-ка. I need something good visible. No, it should be visible, but when I don't need it, I have it by hundreds. By the way, the same jigs that we are talking about. By the way, pay attention, да, вот photo, it's photo from article, low cost reconfigurable jig tooling and in process metrology, да? Doesn't work properly, sorry. Seems like I occasionally have found this article, concept of jig and so on. I will save it and I will send it into your WeChat next. But it's again, it's not what I really need in terms of structure, and it's not much visible in any way. I meant to show you how elements of jig are joined to skeleton of jig with brackets. And in order, you might see that when you join something with brackets, no, like instead of these fork-like connectors, you might use brackets. Ну, что это такое? Here, for instance, да? But practically not visible. I'm disappointed in Google, especially today. And when you need to join something with bracket, for accuracy, for strength and accuracy, instead of simple portion of this cement, you need at least a couple of screws for each bracket and at least couple of pins. And what does it mean? Couple of pins. Couple of screws, it's like you're drilling the hole and next you countersinking the hole and next you are reaming, making thread. When it comes about the hole for pins, you need to pass sometimes with different instruments the same hole. And it means that each place, drilling next one countersinking, another countersinking, increasing diameter and increasing accuracy. Reaming, one more reaming, and finally you spend some minutes for each particular hole. In one bracket you have 4 holes. At one locator you have 2 brackets. It means half an hour for each locator. You need one single locator to join here. You need to spend half an hour. May imagine, yeah? Making the holes, working with fasteners. In contrary to work with cement, which is like pshik, pshik, and it's ready. No, you just need to wait some hours to be to make sure that everything is frozen. And until these some hours, you may, do forgive me, work with another jig. You may drink coffee. You may go home, for instance. No? And next morning you are coming back, and jig is already ready for operating. When it comes about joining something with bracket and with holes, it means that you are permanently working. You can't drop it and wait until your drilling machine will do it instead of you. It means that you are working rather long and rather hard in order to mount each element of the jig. That is why in our country, design with cement is preferable in case you need to do special jig. In case you need to do reconfigurable jig, then of course it's better to use either brackets or even rails like we have. Like we may understand as to this jig, no? Reconfigurable jig. No, again, it's proposed in this article, but now even without pictures. No? Pictures it's also shown, but not much visible. Okay, I wasn't successful in this search. And let's try to come back and finish this poor picture in our file. I'm trying to make you, to help you to imagine what it looks like. And this is where like I'm permanently deviating from this place. Look, now we have one locator. Let's imagine that somewhere here we have similar or identical. Oi, what happened? Oi. What is it? No idea what happened. Something similar, no? As I try to show you on this side. And depending on the length of your item, no, let's imagine it's 1 meter. If it's 1 meter, approximately each time 50 centimeters, better to place one more locator. It depends on the size and it depends on stiffness of your structure. How many locators you need to place here. Typically, if we're talking about locating to the outer contour, it might be even 1 meter between locators or even greater if structure is stiff enough. For your ribs, better to place locators each 50 centimeters, 40 centimeters, no more. Да? Let's imitate here at least some bracket. Да? That we have bracket at this place for this safe edge. Sorry that I made it different in design. And once again, I propose to use those forks. Let it be, да? Let's call it forks. What they looks like. No, if we try to draw, it would be something like Why it doesn't work? What happened? Just slow down. I see. It's working, but very slowly. Thank you, computer. Much useful. Computer is crazy about, you see, to finish its work because it's working since the early morning today. No, not early morning, to be frank. Approximately from 8 o'clock computer, so you are not so tired as you're pretending, my dear. And it will be something like shaft here, yeah. This shaft is inserted into, as we agreed to call it, barrel. How we agreed. I said we will call it barrel, and you're keeping silence as usually. Yeah? Something like this looks like. And we need it at each place where we have our locator, approximately, no? At the same position. Now let's flip it. And now we need to think how to unite all this into the common system. No, common, I mean, to make whole structure. This structure by now consists of 3 locators of control and 3 plates, no? And a couple of locators of safe edge. Let's unite it somehow to the one structure. For instance, let it be a beam here, no? One beam welded out of C channels, for instance. Another beam welded out of C channels. And a couple of columns, like we have seen in photos. That is not a drawing. I need you to understand it's very rough scheme of the chip. I'm just trying to show you in progress how it's supposed to be schematically. Now I will try to illustrate you what I'm talking about with some more technically similar, let's say, to the drawing things. Wait a second. Так, there. Computer, would you go, please? Guys, computer make rebellion, seems like. Let's close this one as unnecessary. Why the word? I understand where we might see their brackets imaging, but too late. Так. Подождите. It's, of course, it's another language, да? Да. Bachelor's. And their photos. It will be something like photo of screen in terms of chip developing. What do you see right now? It's a SPA, drawing of SPA. And we need to develop jig for such a SPA. Look, first we place SPA, let's say, bare SPA to the picture. No, not like this. Like this. We place SPA to the picture. And pay attention, SPA, in contrary to what it was originally. No, originally at the top. But at the top it was blue. The whole general view of all the SPA. what you see by black lines, because it's copy from compass, no? Copy of skill from compass. It's different layers with different skills. That is why it's shown now without distinguishing the color, by color, distinguishing of lines. At the top, you see it with blue, red, what is it? How to say it? Black, and so on. Different colors of line and different thickness of line. And next, instead of these solid and thin and visible, non-visible lines, it became all with type of line which is called double dot line, something that does not exist, you might see. All the spa now is, besides of axis, of course, is not exist. In a jig, it's shown conditional. And next, it's the same work we do that we have done together with you in the point like this. Да? Here is its, sorry, I lost it. You see how locators are placed in some step according to our needs, let's say, according to how far locators. Да? Next, some of those locators, they are bare plates. They have no any additional locators like you see on the left or immediately on the right. Inside, in the middle, you see locator with additional bracket. It's locator of contour structurally combined with locator of CFH. And sorry, I skip it again. Now you see on both of sides joining elements. On side of SPA, in this particular case, it's also necessary to add additional locators, so-called jigging plates, because this SPA, it has junction bolts holes at the beginning and at the end. It's very special SPA. And next you see like all the structure, it's like growing, it's grows with additional elements and details it. Now it's appeared the skeleton of the jig, and now it seems like finished, and finally it has even legs already. And next it's another story. That. And somewhere there it was one more spa and one more spa jig, but I'm not sure where exactly. Let's try to see it to another side. Да, it's already another spot. And but in general, story is the same. You see, first spa is changed into invisible lines, no, or even unexisted lines. It's already another spa, but the same story. It's changed into unexisted way, no, double dot lines. This spa, but it's copied to the field of drawing and changed. Next, the student need to place locators. In this view, in general view, of course, they are symbolically shown. In cross sections, of course, it would be better visible. It would be detailed and so on. Here is it's important only where they are. And thin locators, as far as I see, it's locator of contour, and at this place where it's something like solid, thick board, no? It would be locator of brackets, because this part also has some brackets. Next, it's appeared the whole skeleton, and that's it. No, it's a scheme also. It's not drawing. What is the difference between just scheme and assembly drawing? What is shown like, oh, okay, it's a fork, it's a barrel, and that is contour locator. In drawing, everything must be detailed. It must be given exactly all the assembly places, all the places where you have joints. They should be shown in cross-sections, they should be detailized in order the one who mounts the jig, assembles the jig, might understand what it looks like. And if we're talking about the Z jig that we have seen, oh, sorry, I mean to do it like this. You might open file to see step by step how they propose to design jig and how to mount the jig. It's also important to think before you start developing the jig design. It's also important to understand how in real life you're going to mount it, whether it will be template, mock-up, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, whatsoever, or it will be some system of measurings. In this case, for the jig, they use measuring. Look what they do. They use special holes, special rulers with holes. Now, in a jig itself, first they even made. No, here is brightly visible, by the way, but we will better open the file again. In the jig, it's good visible. Look, there are some places which next, what like this hole, that hole, this hole. It's a hole for joining with. No, if I switch on picture, you will see it. Yeah, there are holes for joining with these forks, with connectors. This, that, and that. But it also has one more hole and one more hole, approximately of the same diameter. And when you see it in a structural jig, it's not clear what they are for. They are empty. Do remember where the place of these holes now, yeah? Approximately in 1/3 from the left side and almost half from the right side. And now let's compare with system of their measuring. Look what these holes for. They are holes for aligning with this coordinate system of rulers. They created system which consists of some rulers. Now it's coordinate system, which is immediately inside coordinate system, local coordinate system while mounting the jig. And they are using this system of rulers in order to find position of each element of jig. But jig element in turn, they have already coordinated places here. Now those holes, additional holes, they are originally already coordinated with respect to each other, with respect to the axes. Now they are given here like base hole. They are coordinated and they are next responsible for positioning of jig elements in this coordinate system. And quite the same they do with their CFH locators. Look at this. This CFH locator, it's not clear why they have second ruler. No? What for? They have some rulers here, for instance. They have already located this locator. What is second ruler here for? No? Because they need to place here additionally CFH locator. That is why they have one ruler somewhere here, next ruler in the line of the CFH locator, and so on. CFH locators, which looks like brackets with bushings, they are also located by those rulers. And it means that they originally have thought about this system of measuring next while mounting of jig in real, not just picturing and drawing, but how to assemble next in real, in shop. And they even added here additional elements. Look, these rulers, they are rested, they are joined onto special elements in the corner of frame. Something like palms, you see, like palms which are bent outside. And those elements, they are necessary to locate rulers while mounting the jig itself. They are like origins, let it be, of their coordinate system. When in some months or in some years they need to inspect this, actually they don't need these places. They may bring rulers, locate it once in the proper position, locate all the elements. No, they may bring rulers, may bring all the locators and place them by measuring on these rulers, and next remove rulers and forget about. But if some days or some months they'd like to check whether jig is correct or not, they need to bring rulers and place it into the same place where they have been for first time ever. No? How to find this first place? Well, here is when they are creating this coordinate system, those, no, let's say pulps, no, these platforms, reference platforms, they are necessary to keep position of rulers, to keep first, very ever first position of those rulers in a jig. In order next time you may place rulers, your coordinate system, while inspecting exactly at the same place. Actually, the same we do if we use mounting standard and templates. We compulsory have some special places which are reference places for second, third, fifth, and so on locating of our carrier of sizes in order we might understand where it has been the first time. And one more set of pictures in this meaning at the end of explanation. It's like sending us back. Maybe it will be useful to see. Here is, you see the jig for section of fuselage that should be assembled. And what it's assembled of, it's visible at the bottom. Some beams, these gate-like frames, the sides, and some locators. How to find position of each single locator with respect to another locators. They use again instrumental approach. It means that they measure position of jig elements. And what they are going to measure? They are going to measure position of holes, so-called mounting holes, in locators with respect to the contour and in jig beams with respect to each other in these fork-like connectors. Whether they are joined to cement or to break, it doesn't matter. Look, they are measuring position between few the locators actually, between these forks. Next, they measure position one beam with respect to another beam and do the same to the bottom, as you might see, by measuring rulers again, and optical devices. If necessary, they might insert here laser beam in order to trace whether all the holes are in the same axis and correspond to the next ruler or not, whether they deviate or not during mounting. And finally, when they assemble using these holes and using the rulers, when they assemble all the structure, they may they might be sure, let's say, in position of each single locator, and that altogether the system of locators will give you proper surfaces of the aircraft. And what about locator? No, there are such rulers in real, not in a scheme, but in real. It might be thin ruler. It might be the whole table with the grid. Normally, this grid with sizes 50 to 50, or 100 to 100, or 200 to 200. Or it's even maybe automated and joined with machines. And in this case, they have named loft conductor, two-dimensional rulers, and instrumental stand when it comes about three-dimensional. This table, additionally with this L-shaped corners, as we call it, they are also able to measure in three coordinates. You see, it's like measuring device with three coordinates. When it comes about look at this. Here is locator at the bottom. Here is locator, and in the middle it's a template, to be frank. Procedure of aligning, actually not aligning, but coordinating of axis of base holes in the axis. Base holes and axis itself, it's outside of locator. It's not existing locator. And locator here you might see what immediately here, no? Locator has contour which measured from this base axis, and mounting holes here and there which measured from the same axis. And you actually, while mounting the jig, mounting hole will be your axis for measuring next, like you are transferring axis from the base one, from plane of symmetry of fuselage or constructing plane of the wing, you transfer it onto axis of mounting hole. The same things we have studied, but here is your laboratory manual, and the same things we have studied, and we have it in our let me to drop it for you first, yeah? That one. No, to your, let's say, false group in Telegram. It's already not false, to my happiness. Yeah, and that book. I propose you to open that book. It's a great thing, actually. And it has 3D pictures. It's about jigs. That is also not bad. Maybe it's boring, but not bad. It's in English already. And what I thought to search, remind me, someone remember? Instrumental stem. So I remember. Uh, Your lab. Well, here is one of labs that you are going to do, or someone of you already have it done. And here is, you see, mounting of template into loft conductor with next detailing where supposed to be those mounting holes are with respect to the base hole, and instrumental stand for measuring the beams. Well, in schemes, it looks like this. Yeah? And in your lab, what here is, so of course, in our, you see, it was a group where they have 9 Chinese. They've been mixed with Indians, with Africans. It was 19, they have graduated 2021. And they group with, no, real one, of course, is much greater, and scaled mockup looks like this. And here is the process of detailing those holes. Instead of normal mounting holes, we see something like very wide wells, and next these wells, they are stuffed with special bushings, and also clearance is filled with cement in order we may understand what here is. It's visible, this little bushing now, which position is measured, it's coincide with the ruler now, and clearance is supposed to be filled with cement in order it's firmly hold it inside of the cater. And finally, it will be next joined to the beam. Oh, sorry. Так, right now, remind me, have I sent you this lab or not? No, to those who have studied since 1st of September, yes, they already have this lab explanation. If not, it means that I need to find that. No, not только не сюда. We need to find here in this list of videos where actually Madame Marina and me hiding all our videos. Not hiding, but preserving, because Telegram might be used for preserving of videos. Да? And what do you see here? But it's our skeleton model for jig mounting. But in progress, one by one. Guys, again, if we have not sent you the whole, no, here it's tiered off by pieces. I made piece by piece because it's too big if I do it one, no? And oh, here is mounting object by instrumental method. I will drop it right now to you into your whole group, and it's already less in size. It's practically past 13. Oh, sorry, it's not what we need. Let's switch. Oh, here is that one, mounting the assembly jig by instrumental method. It's IPO2. Thanks to Madam Marina, who have joined all these separate pieces. No, let's do next thing. I will copy down into your group. I will try to copy down right now one by one. No, part 1, part 2, and so on. Those who may use Telegram will study this. Those who can't, no, sorry. WeChat do not permit to send such a size of video. And it means that you will have opportunity to watch it either at YouTube or at Google Disk of Madam Marina. Let's stop record. I have already overstretched you. Forgive me, please, that I still hold you. I do not understand the Google Meet by now, to be frank. Let's try to extend it. Oh, how many I have? Oh, Kashmar. Stop record. Stop record.